you could use a lot of spray control with the Phantom. So if you kill someone on sight, you can instantly switch your target to elbow or screens if someone's coming out, or even heaven if your sense is high enough. What's up everyone? I'm Poppin from Envy, and you're watching ZOWIE Esports Academy. In this episode, we're diving into new recoil changes and specific movement and firing techniques. This update is one of VALORANT's biggest in a long time. For a long time, people have had the idea in their mind that bursting, 2-round bursting, and moving is like the best way to shoot. But I think now it's going to be a variation, or like a hybrid, of sometimes tapping, sometimes bursting, and sometimes spraying. And I think most of the time, people underutilize spraying even before this update. I think that spraying was extremely underutilized even before this update, so it will be extremely powerful now even. A lot of people do like have the same movement pattern, which is bursting, and you can easily just kill them instantly by spraying to the body off rip. So try your best to practice this in the range and just get used to spraying a lot more. And a lot of people think that the Vandal it's bad to spray with, but after this update, the Vandal is extremely good to spray with, as good as the Phantom, I would say. Obviously, the Phantom has like faster fire rate, so it is a little bit better, but both are very good at the moment. If I had to compare the Vandal and the Phantom, currently, I would say that the Phantom overall is a better gun, but there's one question I always ask myself. If I had aimbot, what gun would I use? And for me, that's like an obvious Vandal. I want to be like using the Vandal, one-tapping everybody. Even if spraying is like the most quote-unquote optimal, for now I'm going to try to really just stick with the Vandal and try to get better at just one-tapping, because I think in the long run it will do me good. Overall, if I had to choose Phantom or Vandal, like I said, I would go with Phantom. And the reason why is because when you shoot it, number 1, fire rate's faster, number 2, has more ammo, number 3, it's silent. I mean, all these factors combined just makes it overall way better gun. And obviously you lose out on the one-tap potential, but with this new spray update, you can easily just get 2 shots in. And also, you could do like crazy spray downs, which is also another really cool thing that they're starting to kind of allow in VALORANT with this new update. Let's go over all the pros and cons of using the Phantom. When coming out onto a bomb site, you're gonna have to clear everything slowly. And the biggest advantage with the Phantom is, number 1, you can spray smokes. So like, if the enemy puts a smoke here, you can spray very easily. They're not gonna be able to see you through the smoke or see your bullets through it. But also, one of the biggest advantages, which is just running gunning. If someone's hell and you don't want to like take a fair gunfight with them, you could easily just like instantly running gun and have a very high chance of killing them. Especially if they're like on the closer angle and have like a shotgun or something. You have a very high chance of killing them. And I would say another benefit of the Phantom is just allowing you to kill multiple enemies with spraying. As I brought up in the range, you could use a lot of spray control with the Phantom. So if you kill someone on sight, you can instantly switch your target to elbow or screens if someone's coming out, or even heaven if your sense is high enough.
Remaining.
So another great thing about the Phantom is you have the ability to pre-fire and just go around angles very slowly with the intent to kill. With the Vandal, you can't really crouch around a corner and have like a 100% chance of killing. Like it will be high, but with the Phantom it's a lot better. So when it comes to like angles like U-Haul, I usually like to just crouch peek. And if anyone's on this corner and you're taking like an advantageous fight due to the fact that you're at a longer distance, then you can literally just like slow peek them and then instantly kill them with a spray or even like a pre-fire. If you know they're in the corner, it's very, very powerful. And especially when you're taking U-Haul, like just going slow and crouch peeking it is like extremely good on these specific angles. Once you get closer, it's more of like a jiggle fight. But even on a jiggle fight with the Phantom, if you're jiggling out the enemy and you see one, you can easily just like pre-fire them on their angle or even pre-fire the peek, which a lot of people do. Because like a lot of people have like, let's say a shotgun here. If someone has a shotgun here, you jiggle them out, they're likely just going to peek you and you can just pre-fire with the Phantom, which is a lot better than the Vandal at close ranges. When it comes to crosshair placement, that is one of the most impactful and hardest things to learn in Valorant. And that is because it's a lot of experience that you need to understand where you want to place your crosshair. Do you want to put it wide, expecting a wide swing, or close for a jiggle, or in the middle? Sometimes it feels like there's no real correct answer, and you're just guessing, which is kind of true. A lot of pros know the distance where they can easily kill an enemy based off the enemy peeking and their reaction time. They will find that perfect distance to where if an enemy peeks, swings wide, or jiggles, or gets close, they have an optimal chance of killing them. And like I said, it comes a lot from experience, but depending on the angle, you can get it like every single time, like a guarantee. A lot of people put their crosshair too close, but the reality is that if someone's walking into your angle, you can put your crosshair pretty far out because they're going to be walking and the reaction time to stop, it won't be that fast. So having a wide crosshair placement if someone's walking into you is good. Now when it comes to longer range angles, what's most optimal is aiming wide because many times on long range angles, people will swing with no intention to kill you. And this especially goes if you're on an off angle. I like to play an octagon a lot, be long, on bind, and I will do this with the intention to kill an enemy who's just swinging on an off angle. So for this example, I would aim pretty wide, and based off their footsteps, I might change my crosshair. And that actually goes for a lot of maps. You want to listen to hear what they're doing. If you hear enemies just sprinting up an area, you want to change your crosshair placement to be based off that, right? You hear someone sprinting, you want to put it wide. It's a given. But even that small thing can help you win a lot more gunfights. So try to think about what you're hearing when you're aiming. Also, another big tip is you will always want to have your crosshair wider versus having it closer to the wall, because when an enemy passes your crosshair, it's hard to readjust to flick to them versus them running into your crosshair and just having to adjust it to the left. Utilizing cover in Valorant is extremely important, and it's one of the biggest things that you should learn. A lot of the time, you will be in scenarios where multiple enemies will be running at you, and you might try to peek one and you expose yourself to another one. So learning how to traverse around boxes, like I said, is extremely powerful. One mode where you can learn this a lot is in deathmatches. In deathmatch, you want to try to think of it as a 1v5. How would you position if 5 people were in the server and they could run at you? And for me, I'm just thinking about every single angle where I can get shot from. If I'm back sight, I'll be holding CT, then I'll be holding heaven, then if I hear one shower, I'll make sure my positioning is only to peek shower. is not to peek short. I'm not open to anything. I'm trying to be close to as many angles as possible. Something you want to think about is the distance you are from the box, right? If you're peeking close on the box, it might be a disadvantageous fight because obviously you're close versus being far away, and the enemy will see you first. But sometimes you have to take these disadvantageous fights because if you don't, then you're just gonna get shot by another guy. After this new update, I think a lot of people will have different opinions on how you should be shooting enemies. Some people will say burst, some people will say tap, some will say spray, but it's going to be a hybrid. The best players in the world will have a good hybrid, being able to do everything. Sometimes tap, sometimes spray, sometimes burst. And I think it's pretty simple concept. If it's a long range fight, obviously you would kind of want to tap or burst. If it's a closer range fight, spray for sure. And if it's like extremely long range, tapping is going to be the best. But all of these are like interchangeable. A medium to long range fight, you could easily spray someone down with this new update. Like look at this, 4 bullets. You're like literally shooting the same, almost the exact same spot. So I think even now, after the update, you could spray at any distance and it'd be pretty powerful. You just need to make sure that your first shot is landing on the enemy, because in this game, the first shot matters the most. Thanks for tuning into ZOWIE Esports Academy. If you learned something new, hit that subscribe button. And let us know in the comments what our next video should be about.